Welcome back, everybody, to more Final Fantasy VI. I'm Drak, obviously, and we are continuing on in the floating continent. Oh boy, do we have plenty to do in the floating continent still. We still have to confront Kefka and Gestahl before they destroy the world. And we obviously can't let that happen, now can we? No, we can't. That would be silly, now wouldn't it? Just like I'm in a silly mood. Yes, yes indeed. And of course, happy Thursday to everybody. Almost there. You're almost to the end of the work week. Looking forward to it. Just so that you guys can get a break. I can get a break. It all works out. So here's hoping that your week has gone by as smoothly as possible. There have been little problems. I can thankfully say there's been little problems on my end. Thankfully, my daughter is on the mend from her cold, so I'm very happy about that. So she's kind of back to her usual demeanor, usual manner, and always as happy as can be. So, kind of a joy to be able to work with her right now, but I'll admit, when she's sick, not the case. She's very, very cranky. That's okay, though. That's what you expect from babies. And of course, I hope you guys have all enjoyed the videos that have come out. We've had, holy crap, so many. We've had 2 Tale of Drakfus thus far. Obviously, there will be one tomorrow. Continuing on in Terracar Forest and Burning Crusade content. We also had 2, not 1, 2 Dungeons and Drakfus this week for Scarlet Monastery. Since it's winged content, I figured that I would just probably put it all together on 1 week. And that way you guys can enjoy it. And I also got in a round 9 of Heroes of the Storm with one of my favorite characters from the Diablo universe, Sonya the Barbarian. So hopefully you guys are going to be able to enjoy that. Oh no, Shadow died. Well, I think Doom was cast on him, so that's just the way that things go sometimes. And I'm also happy to announce that tomorrow, now I should be doing a video game review tomorrow, but I'm actually going to need like an extra week to be able to get some extra footage on some of the games so I can maintain a smoother schedule. But instead, I've decided to add in a new segment, or at least a new vlog, because I haven't really had much to vlog about, but it just so happens that last week, Luke Cage finally hit Netflix, and so I'm actually going to be doing just for a little experiment this time around, TV vlogs, and we're going to cover the I'm thinking probably in 2 episode segments, so episodes 1 and 2 of Luke Cage, and just give my opinions on where the series is from that point, what I think of it, and moving on from there. This is more of an experiment than anything else. I want to see what you guys think of me doing TV vlogs, especially since, like, active TV I can't really watch, but I would like to be able to do something like that, especially since people do ask me my opinions on, you know, what do I think of The Flash, what do I think of Arrow, what do I think of this series, that series, or the other. And to a lot of people like who've recommended series that I'm not necessarily going to get into, I've already said that I probably won't watch it. But, for example, Voltron Legendary Defender, a lot of people wanted to know my opinion on it, and I could have vlogged, but I didn't. So we're going to go ahead and change that this time around. Oh, Jiminy Christmas, that hurt. Dang you, dragon. So yeah, I'm actually thinking that this Friday we are going to be putting up the first 2 episodes of Luke Cage, so you guys can get my opinion on that. And already I'm also getting questions on what do I think about the most recently announced release date for Iron Fist. That's going to be the next Netflix series. What do I think? It's March 17th, 2017. I think it's far off. That's a little disappointing, but it's okay. That actually lets me catch up on other TV that I'm watching, like, say, Gundam for Drak Shadow, or being able to finally watch the first seasons of Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow, Season 2 of The Flash, and I think Season 4 of Arrow. Yeah, I think it's Season 4 of Arrow is where I'm at. I can't remember what season number I was at. I just barely did the whole Ra's al Ghul arc. So, yeah, I think that would start up Season 4. but Drak, why can't you watch this stuff when it's live? Because I'm usually busy editing videos and doing various other things. So I have to actually wait until that and I'm really kind of a TV watcher that if I'm going to watch it, I want to watch more than one episode, especially if things end on a cliffhanger. I don't like ending on a cliffhanger. I like to be able to have that resolution, and then I can go about my day. So that being said, that's why I go down the Netflix or even in some cases the Amazon route, because sometimes Amazon Prime does give me things for free. And speaking of that, so people already asked my opinions on Twitch Prime. Since I have made it clear that I am an Amazon Prime user, what do I think of Twitch Prime? It's interesting. Is it all that motivating to me? I wouldn't say so. But, I don't know, going to get Twitch Prime going just so I can get a Tyrande portrait in Hearthstone, that's kind of interesting. I might do that. I don't know how actively I would use Twitch Prime, but it's at least something to consider somewhere down the line. So that being said, maybe you'll actually see me on Hearthstone and I'll have a Tyrande portrait for my priest. I don't know. I don't really play priest that much on Hearthstone. And also people have been asking, so when are the top 10s and the top 5s and all that stuff for WoW that I keep on promising, when are they happening? They're being written right now. I'm trying to get multiple ones done at the same time, but I may actually just have to focus on one at a time. I believe the first one that's going to go up, and I'm not sure when, because obviously I've got to fit it into the schedule somewhere, is the top 10 heroes of Warcraft. Well, heroes, yeah, I'm going to do a top 10 heroines as well, because I really do think the women of Warcraft need just as much acknowledgement as the men do. Or even in some cases, maybe I'll just divide it down to top 5s of each and do one big video on that. I haven't figured that out completely because I'm still writing out the list and writing out my reasons for why this person is in this place. Specifically, I'm writing out the heroes and the heroines together to kind of, not to compare them to each other, but to say, okay, yeah, this one deserves my number 1, this one deserves my number 2, kind of thing. So those are probably going to be the first ones. I already also have planned top 10 starting zones. Well, actually, no, that's going to be divided. It's going to be the top 5 starting zones for Alliance and Horde, because I do believe that a starting zone experience is what sells WoW to a lot of players, and that's the experience that they always keep with them. Because as much as people can agree and disagree on various expansions and things like that, but I mean the game has to sell to you in the first 10 or so levels on whether or not it's a worthwhile experience. So that's a crucial time as far as I'm concerned. And therefore, I want to actually showcase, what I think are the best starting zones and what I think have some improvements to make. Now, and again, these lists, just like any other list on YouTube, they are entirely subjective. They are my list. You don't have to agree with them. I'm not expecting you to, but that is the list that I have. It's more to be like, this is where I'm standing on the matter. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments below, kind of thing. So yeah, you got plenty of content coming there. And in case you guys haven't heard me say it on various podcasts and whatnot, I am going to be appearing at Anime Bonsai with the Geek News crew on October 20th through 22nd. We're going to be there on Saturday. We're going to host a live episode there, as well as host a panel for people trying to get into YouTube, how to get started with the video content and what to expect. I'm also going to be guest starring on a panel with Aldo Gomez on celebrating 20 years of Neon Genesis Evangelion. And that's going to be an interesting concept because I'm not saying that I'm not a hardcore fan of Eva, but I do, as a mecha fan, acknowledge its contribution to that genre. Especially to taking that genre and taking it outside of things like Gundam and making it more of a Monster of the Day kind of thing, making it so that you can actually do some character explorations, things like that. So I can't not acknowledge the contributions that Ava's had over the last 20 years. I may have my own opinions on Ava, and who knows, maybe I'll do my own video on my opinions on Ava. I don't know. But you guys can look forward to that at Anime Bonsai in Layton, Utah. So that's going to be happening. And we are actually getting really close to the end of the floating continent. I'm just kind of wrapping things up here. Trying to think if there's any other business that I need to take care of. No, I have not been able to play things like Mass Effect. I will get back to them. Now that I'm getting the review list shorter and shorter, it's becoming more and more of a possibility, along with getting things like Final Fantasy out, getting things like the Let's Plays that I do with Andrea, and Drak and Shadow, obviously. It's starting to become more of a possibility now that I can get used to this more regular schedule and have some fun with it. I do also have other additional video plans, but some of which I'm going to still keep to myself. So this is how you know you're near the end of the floating continent. You get a save point. So we're going to go ahead and utilize it by using a tent, because I'm probably low on MP at this point. Actually, that does remind me. So there was another thing that people wanted to ask for in regards to videos. I don't know why, but people actually suggested that I should do some of the simulator games that have recently come out. Particularly, I guess PewDiePie put out a game called Tuber Simulator, and there's another game called YouTuber's Life. Those kind of aren't my thing. I may try them out just to see if maybe I can make a video with them. That's not usually my thing. So if I can't make it work, don't hold that against me, but I'll look into it and see whether or not it's worthwhile. And of course, people also did get excited when I hinted at in the, I think it was the 100 subscriber stream, that Stardew Valley might be coming back to the channel. And I think it will. I really want that to get onto consoles, because I think I'd have a lot more fun with it than sitting in front of my computer desk. That's one of those games I would love to sit on the couch and play. So, and I don't have, my setup is kind of unique, so I can't necessarily make that work unless it's on console. If I do it, I think what might happen is I might just do check-in videos instead of just showing every step of the journey. That's what I see a lot of a lot of YouTubers are doing right now. There's only one or two that are like full Let's Plays. The others are like, okay, this is a month later, and here's where my farm is at now. Just because you can actually see some legit improvements with it. And of course, people also wanted to ask my opinion on the recent updates to Stardew Valley, where you can divorce your husband or wife. Okay, I don't want that, but that's just me, you know. Once I'm married for life. The selection of brand new farms that you can take on, I'm excited for that, just because you can get a different experience each time. I'm not necessarily worried about the benefits that they give, like, you know, where you can get more mineral nodes and things like that from a hilltop farm, or you can get better fish from a farm on the lake kind of thing. I'm not really all that interested in that stuff, but I will say that the aesthetic part of it I am, because then you can get a unique experience each time and build your farm differently each time. And of course, they also added in the ability to have, I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but 2 more people, 1 more male and 1 more female, are able to be romanced. My thoughts on that are simply, okay, cool. As long as they have a good character. That's one of those things that I think needs kind of an overhaul. I don't know if we're going to get a Stardew Valley 2. Oh, and I'm just going to go ahead and showcase this really quick, so people will notice I'm using the notorious Final Fantasy Vanish Doom glitch. I'm just going to warn people in advance. This is going to be a regular thing, because this is more of a story playthrough than a gameplay thing. And there may be a couple of bosses that I think are just going to be way too much of a pain in my butt. And so you might actually see me do Vanish Doom. If you have a problem with this, I don't know what to tell you. Other than go look up a hardcore playthrough. I've said this for every Final Fantasy game that I've done. I do this for the story, because the story is what I love about these games. Not necessarily the gameplay. The gameplay can be good, the gameplay can be bad at times. I've already made complaints about some of the gameplay systems that we have, like 2. I've complained about 5's job class system. Things like that. So, yes, the Vanish Doom glitch is going to be used. In fact, in some cases, if you don't use it, it makes some bosses later on absolutely impossible to beat. So, yeah, that's happening. I'm just going to go ahead and address that. Anyway, back to Stardew Valley. I don't know if you're going to get a Stardew Valley 2, but it would be interesting to start kind of retweaking some of the characters. I tend to agree with Pro Jared where there are a lot more interesting female characters and the male characters are kind of bland. I would love to see that fixed so that, you know, if you want to pursue a male character, you can, and it doesn't feel like a hollow experience. I mean, I've met both guys and girls that went for girl characters in Stardew Valley just because they're more interesting. And that's a sad thing. Like, if you're going to advertise that you can do that, then, you know, make every character that you can get involved with interesting and can blend with you. I also know a lot of people that went for Abigail, like Pro Jared did. I probably will go for Abigail too, because she's a gamer. But what about Sebastian? Again, bland. I get it. He's got like a 3DO or something like that in his room, and just not all that interested in it, to be perfectly honest. Yes, I know. I'm kind of looping around right now. It was one of those things where I completely forgot that if I went further, then I would actually access the new bosses. Because we're that close to the end. Let's go ahead and prep. Let's do a quick cure all around. We also need to make sure that we don't have an Esper on Shadow because, well, we probably won't have him. And here is the airship. Do I wish to return? No, I don't. Let's keep going on, and we will get to final boss time. This is basically like a pull out now if you feel like this place is kicking your butt, then maybe bring in some characters and grind here, kind of thing. But we don't need no stinking grind. I did it beforehand. There you go, and we're gonna have a boss right here. And speaking of a boss or one of the bosses that we're going to be doing Vanish Doom on, it is this guy, Atma Weapon. My name is Atma. I am pure energy, and as an ancient as the cosmos, feeble creatures die. Alright, well, we gotta take this guy out. And what better way to do it than Vanish Doom? For those who don't know what the glitch is, basically once you vanish them, for some reason, I don't know why it's in the code, but if you vanish them, they don't technically exist on the screen, so things like Doom have a 100% chance to work. Or X-Zone. X-Zone is the other one that can do it, so it's either Vanish X-Zone or Vanish Doom. Either or is fine. And there we go, Atma Weapon is done. It's time for us to go up and confront Kefka and Gestahl. I sold my skills to the Empire. I have no right to fight together with you. You're a mercenary. We're okay with this. But of course he runs off. That's why you don't want to have an Esper on him. And you also don't want to have a particular weapon on him either. But thankfully I got it off of him in time. But why do you don't want a certain weapon on him? We'll get to that in good time, people. Let's just say that weapon will come into play later on concerning Shadow. So, this is me basically checking the inventory. Did I give it to him? I can't remember. Oh, crap. Because crap like that happens, especially. There we are. And there it is. It is the Assassin's Dagger. For people who have played Final Fantasy VI, you know why I was looking for this. And go on up. And here it is. Here are the statues. Well, well. Celeste, welcome back. Well, it's a good thing I put an Esper on her. I came to stop you. Stop who? Then you're just in time to perish. Behold, the statues. Oh, they're just a bunch of statues. I mean, seriously. Oh, I've got goosebumps. What power! Yes, basically, you can become a god off of them. Emperor Gestahl, please stop this madness! Yeah, that ain't happening. Smack! Oh no! It's locked up Terra, and Edgar, and Cyan! And poor Celeste, she's been knocked off. But she's not fallen. She's getting back up. Celeste, come to me, my pretty. That's creepy. A little bit creepy. You and Kefka were given life to serve me. It is your birthright to rule the world with me. I didn't call it. Kill the others and we'll overlook your treachery. People actually ask why I put the laugh in there. It's because of the cackle. Take this sword. Take care of them immediately. Okay. No, Celeste. No. No, don't kill us. Remember the good times we had? Celeste, together we can rule an entire world. Just think of it. Power only breeds war. I wish I'd never been born. That's a powerful statement. But with that... Smack! Kefka finally gets what he deserves. Stab! Ouch! Yeah, that's supposed to hurt, Kefka. Blood? You vicious brat! I hate. He's gonna say hate a lot, people. I'm just gonna let you see. There you go. I'm not gonna spam it like he did. Hate you! Jeez. Goddesses! You were born only to fight! I implore you! Show me your power! Uh-oh. Looks like Kefka's been denied. I command you! Give me your power! Curses! Uh-oh. Are they actually doing it? No! Don't bestow this power upon him! Listen to me, or you'll regret it! Give me power! Kefka, stop it! Revive those statues and you'll destroy the very world we're trying to possess! Shut up! And with that, we're gonna go ahead and call it for a week. So, next time, Gestahl takes on Kefka,